Hello and welcome back. Let's finish up these last couple questions on converting things to polar form. So what we're doing, if I highlight this so it's less busy, we're taking things in rectangular form, which is going to be a real number plus an imaginary number, and we're writing it in terms of the vector saying how long it is, the magnitude, and the angle at which the vector is. And we do this by finding the magnitude and finding the angle using the tangent. And what we discovered in this last question is that sometimes the tangent, using the inverse tangent, doesn't quite work. So in particular, for this question, we had -3 plus 4i, so that's 3 backwards and 4 up, and we want this angle up here. But when we take the inverse tangent of 4 divided by -3, we got -53. And -53 is going to be the angle that's coming down from the x-axis. But we don't want a -53 degree angle. We wanted it somewhere to be between, 90 and 180. This is quadrant 2. So how do we take this tangent and put it back up there? Well, we know that the tangent repeats itself every 180 degrees. So by adding 180 degrees to it, we get an angle with the same value for the tangent. So 4/3, -53 degrees and 127 degrees both have the same tangent value. So we want 127 because that's in quadrant 2, between 90 degrees and 180 degrees. So when I plug this in here, we'll take r, which was 5, times cosine of 127 degrees, plus I times sine of 127 degrees. I didn't leave myself a whole lot of space here for this, but there is our answer. Let's do a couple more. Sometimes these will be quite easy to work out. So this one, I'll go through the motions as well, but beforehand, if I think about the vector 5i, this has no real part, so there's no x value, it's just 5 up. Which means that I could write this down pretty easily, because if I just go 5 straight up, I know the length of that vector, it's just 5. Furthermore, I know the angle at which it makes, that it makes with the x-axis. It's just a 90 degree angle. So this is going to be cosine of 90 degrees, plus I sine 90 degrees. And that's it. I could do that just from drawing the picture and looking at this. We can go through the motions, however, and r is going to be the square root of the x value squared, which is 0 squared, and the y value squared. So this is going to be the square root of 25, which is 5. Oh good, that matches. And then what we'll notice is that something will go a little bit wrong with the tangent. The tangent of this angle theta is going to be y divided by x, which is going to be 5 divided by 0. Well, we can't divide by 0. So this tangent is undefined. And we know that tangent is undefined. When x is equal to 0. So either we're pointing straight up, which is at 90 degrees, or straight down at 270. So which one of these is the correct angle? Well, you just have to draw a picture and see, oh, we want the one that's pointing up, not the one that is pointing down. And then again, we can do the same thing with this guy here. We have -1. So if I draw a picture, which we should always be drawing pictures of the vectors that we're thinking about, -1 is pointing straight to the left. Why? Because we have a real part, and we've got our real axis, and then we've got our imaginary axis, and there's no imaginary part. So we're only pointing in the real line, but -1 to the left. So again, how long is the vector that points -1 to the left? It's only 1 long. Okay, and then likewise, what is this angle here? Well, that's a straight line, so this is 180 degrees. This is the cosine of 180 degrees plus I sine 180 degrees. And even here, if I multiply something by 1, well, why even write that down? So this is just cosine of 180 plus I sine 180. And there you go. So just to reiterate a couple of things, when we're dealing with tangent, it's important to draw the picture so that we know exactly what's going on. Tangent only ever gives values between negative 90 and 90. So if there's one thing that you'll take away from what I have written here, you just add 180 degrees, maybe multiple times. So if you add 180 twice, that's the same as adding 360. You just add 180 enough times to make it the value that you want. So if you want it to be in quadrants 2 or 3, you've just got to add 180 to flip it over. If you don't want a negative angle and you want it to be positive, add 180 and add 180 again. You'll end up in the same place, but you'll have a positive angle. So I'll leave that there. If you have questions, reach out to me. But congrats on making it through the semester.